RFK has no clue as to what is going on. This individual is a disgrace to his family name. This individual is a disgrace to this country, and he's literally just an empty bag of flesh instructing the American people on how to contract disease. That's exactly what he is. Is literally just a dude here to tell us all how to contract disease. He is over there making cuts, billions of dollars worth of cuts to health initiatives in this country, and when asked about it, he has no clue. He has no idea what's going on, and part of me believes it because I don't think anything's going on up here.
Since his appointment in February, Kennedy has facilitated sweeping cuts for programs and staffers alike. You proposed more than $11 billion in cuts to local and state programs addressing things like infectious disease, mental health, addiction, and childhood vaccination. Did you personally approve those cuts?
I'm not familiar with those cuts. We'd have to go.
There's like more than 50 pages of cuts that I actually went through.
The cuts were mainly DEI cuts, which the president
There were a lot, but I'll give you, for example, about $750,000 of a University of Michigan grant into adolescent diabetes was cut. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, and that's...
Since his appointment in...
I'm sure he did know that, is the thing. I don't know whether to pick. I don't know what to believe. Like, did he know? Did he not know? Did he know because he's in on this malevolent, malicious scheme to harm Americans? Or did he not know because he's just a bag of flesh? I don't know which it is, but I really don't even care because it just highlights the fact that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is not here to make America healthy again. What do they call that bullshit? MAHA? Bro, I can't with this shit, bro. It's like, bro, I cannot. This is just ridiculous. This administration cuts research for cancer and then parades around a child with cancer or who at least recovered from cancer. And because Democrats didn't stand up one time to clap for Donald Trump's posturing and pretending to care about people with cancer, because Democrats didn't stand up and clap during his state of the bullshit address. Now all of a sudden the Democratic Party hates people with cancer. Now while Donald Trump is basically playing origami with the paperwork meant to put in funds for people's cancer research, as he's cutting it up and turning it into little different designs of death, RFK has no clue what's going on. And this is supposedly acceptable leadership from our overlords. Because I would say president and director of health and human services, but to even pretend as though these two even respect such offices would be a lie. Our overlords, our kings, our dukes, our counts, our barons, our lords, okay? They have decided to just deliver us death. Maybe this is the apocalypse. Maybe it is over. Between Donald Trump being a leader of lawlessness and being born on a blood moon and RFK heralding death and disease, maybe these guys are the horsemen of the apocalypse. Or, instead of riding it on horses, they're just riding it on Teslas. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good. Donald Trump directing people to cut Alzheimer's research? Dementia Dawn doing that? Or you have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. spending a whole year hyping up anti-vaccine nonsense, and then when he gets into office, now all of a sudden he wants to tell people to get the vaccine. You should have been telling people to do that from the beginning. You should have been encouraging that from the beginning. But see, RFK doesn't want to actually deal with the consequences of his astrology medicine. He wants to be able to say one thing out of one side of his mouth one year, then say another thing out of the side of his mouth, the other side of his mouth another year, and hope to God that his followers are listening to the right part of what he's saying. These people do not understand the level of destruction they are going to cause. This is a comically evil, if you could even call it administration. I would like to call this a regime, the Trump regime. This is a hilariously, comically evil, incompetent, buffoonish administration. Regime. This is a disaster. Many people are saying it, and I can't with this shit, bro. What does RFK even do? What does he even do? His brain doesn't even work, and that's just putting it lightly. His brain doesn't work. It's contaminated with one big worm full of brain matter it's eaten. And this is the guy who's at the head of Health and Human Services, a man who sold his soul, a man who, there was audio clips of RFK speaking extensively about the issue of the MAGA movement. He, even with the worm in his brain, with a fork and a knife, eating good, taking a bib, wiping its mouth, even with RFK with a worm in his mouth, eating gourmet good, even he knew how bad MAGA was. But the temptation of power, that temptation came through, and he couldn't help himself but to give in. What good is it for a man to gain the world? That's putting it lightly. And to lose his soul. These people aren't gaining the world. They're destroying the world. They're destroying it. This entire political agenda, if you could even call it that, is dedicated to destroying everything that makes America great. These fools are convinced in their minds that being white is just all of a sudden going to just make them successful forever. They don't care about what the white people who once, the experts who were there that were white, they don't even want to ask them. So like, well, how did you like manage geopolitics and medicine and domestic? No, they don't care. They think because America's always been successful, it's just supposed to always be successful. Procedure be damned, expertise be damned, research be damned, knowing what you're doing be damned. We're white and American, so it's just gonna work. It's nonsensical. It's illogical. It's irrational. You know, but it's time somebody said it. You know, I don't like being the liberal that's like, white people, but somebody has to say it. You know, this really is a political movement that would not survive if they were brown. This level of incompetence would never succeed. Bro, you can't even when you are smart as a person of color, don't be a woman because they really gonna be on your ass. Even if you are accomplished, smart, articulate, unifying, loving as a person of color, you get an orange piss-skinned rat like Donald to come in and dance all your accomplishments away. Look at this. You can't, bro. It's like it's not even worth it anymore. And then you have people like Kennedy, whose only claim to fame is a family whose honor and reputation he has besmirched with every single breath he takes. You have a guy like him destroying America's health, making America, I don't know, like dead again, making Americans dead again, making us die again. MADA, make Americans die again. Like, oh my God, like, oh, he doesn't know about the cuts. RFK doesn't know about the cuts. Okay, sure. And there's a really good chance he doesn't know. There's a chance that RFK is just vibing to people dying. There's a pretty good chance he's just in there vibing to the thought of people just dropping dead. That's a possibility we can't ignore. But don't attribute to these people, you know, ignorance where you can attribute malevolence. Now, I'm pretty sure the quote is backwards, right? Don't attribute maliciousness to where you can attribute ignorance or, you know, whatever the case might be or whatever. No, it should be the other way around. Do not assume ignorance where you can assume malice. These people are evil. These people are evil. Somebody cue in evil from SpongeBob. Evil. These people are evil. Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, evil. Like, they're crazy. These people are not, they don't deserve the assumption of, no, well, maybe they're just stupid and maybe if we just show them the light. No, bro, like, these people respond to information like demons respond to the Bible. You open up a book in front of like a Trump supporter, like they can't, like, it's just like, it's like dealing with demons. It's like, open up any book. It could be Harry Potter, just having to read line by line about anything. No. So as far as I'm concerned, make it stop, okay? Make America read again. Make America read again. We will read so much reading, so much winning. What the fuck is going on? Bro, this is crazy, bro. Like, what the fuck? Bro, like, why is it happening to us? Why is this happening to me? What is happening, bro? This isn't fair. How do we save the world 80 years ago, or at least help save the world? Shout out to the Europeans. How do we at least help save the world at the last minute? And then this is our payment from the universe? What the fuck? Oh my gosh, bro. Trump ain't shit, bro. All of these people who got to experience America's golden age are now about to destroy it. You know what I'm calling this shit? Trumpistan. Trumpistan. If you're a left-wing content creator who watches my content but just refuses to admit it, I'm gonna give you this right here. Call this shit Trumpistan. Give me some credit though. You know what I'm saying? Give me some credit. You know, I've seen it on the internet. I'm not the first to come up with this, but I am gonna be the first to say it all the goddamn time. Trumpistan. We are living in full-on Trumpistan. That surname, that last name needs to be synonymous with destruction, death, and misery. Destruction. Because conservatives love bloodlines, they love royalty, they love all of that nonsense. We must bankrupt that last name as if it hasn't been bankrupted enough. We must bankrupt that last name of any political clout. Okay? We need to. As far as I'm concerned, this is no longer the United States of America, but it is Trumpistan. Thank you for watching.